Over the next 10 years, I got one big goal, make $10 million. Well, that's not too big of a goal, but to make it harder, we're going to start with $10, and here's the real hard part. That time has to stay on 10 times speed. Let's see if we can get it done. Well, welcome back in, everybody. We're going to be here on episode 18, and I am super excited and pumped up for this one because we are going to get to work our first field. Our field. Not one I've been doing all those contracts on, the one we actually own here, and I am pretty excited about that. Now, we got a growth stage 3 of 4 shown in there. I don't know why it's up there in the middle of that field info, but it's there. It's all good. Let's see if there's anything else I need to do this month. If not, we're going to sleep, and then we're going to get to work on this field. But we're going to have to buy a few things before we can do that. I believe we'll be fine. Nothing else to do. I am a little worried about the chickens, but oh well. Let's go to sleep. $33,000 for our name right there. I am really excited to see what that goes up to. We'll wake up pretty early because we got a long day ahead of us. Oh man, look at that. We're up to $71,000, almost $72,000. Holy cow. Now, of course, a lot of that, and mainly pretty much all of that, is going to be from the wood production. And I think we could see that here in the finance tab once I get to it. We can't necessarily see that it's the wood production per se, but we got $50,000 income starting in June. That's when we put the wood production in. Looks like we're steadily getting $50,000 every month altogether from our productions. Now, there was a jump up here in April from 8,000 to 25,000. That may have been one of the stone ones I had going over there. But I tell you what, that is looking absolutely beautiful. Let's start spending some of that money. But first, I got to check on the animals, mainly these chickens. They're the ones that's going to run out of the food really fast. And we got the food dumped out here on the ground. I'm just a little confused what's going on here. Okay. Guess the pallets are spilling over. Yeah, they're out of food. Of course they are. Gotta be kidding me. You know, trying to get back over to the farm to move that grain off the ground into the actual chicken coop. I'm thinking, let's not do that. Let's get a shovel. That will make it a lot easier for me from having to move my tractor around the farm over and over again through these mountains. Now, of course, I do need to move this down this direction anyways to go ahead and purchase some of the mowing equipment. And I guess I could have cut left right there to head up to the farm. Didn't realize there's a little shortcut there. I thought I was going to have to drive around the mountain. While we're over here, I want to check one thing in the bottom right with the field info. I do not see anything about the stages or anything anymore. So I'm assuming we're at the 4th stage. Grass does look a little bit taller, so we're going to get a little bit more grass off of it. Checking out some sales items here. Look like we got a nice bell wrapper in there. Ooh, that's looking real nice. We even have a beller in there. Now, as far as what we're going to do with that grass and the grass moving forward, I think I'm going to do loose. Our barn, I believe, has something for loose and something for bells. But part of me is wondering, does the barn have a built-in production, like a grass dryer? I'm not sure. I don't think it does, unfortunately. We'll figure that out a little bit later on, though. I have no idea where to find the shovel at. I ended up having to search it in the store. I don't know where they got this categorized at. I will just leave it as standard capacity. We do have the option to go up to 800 liters. Obviously, really cheaty at that point. Standard capacity is 200 liters. That shouldn't cost too much. Yeah, $26, not bad at all. We will get it delivered to the farm. I'm too lazy to walk down the hill, and here it is right here. Hopefully this works out pretty good. No delivery cost with it. Okay, I like that. Now, how do I grab this thing? There we go. The only thing I'm really going to hate about this is the whole option I got to use here with the rotate and everything. This might not be a good idea. This is probably going to take me a while to do. And that 800 liters is sounding really good right now because that is dumping out really slow. You know, maybe I should just get my bucket and come over here. Honestly, I don't really like using this anyways. I'm going to end up using, not that, I'm going to buy some more bags, and I probably shouldn't leave it in the grass, and I probably should have got a different color besides green. But yeah, let's get some more big bags in here. Start topping them off because we're going to need more anyways, and you know, we'll get them delivered up here on the flat land. That way I can leave them stored up here for now. We are going through it pretty fast, so I'm going to go ahead and buy 4 of them, $6,000. That's only going to be 4,000 liters. Now, I don't know how long that's going to last. Maybe like a day and a half, probably. Might need to get rid of the chickens. They might just be a little too much for me to handle right now. There is one thing I am super excited about trying out. That is this tractor with the big bags. Previously, we had that skid steer, and we could not pick up more than one. I'm hoping we can pick up all 4 here. I would understand it not working without a weight, and I really don't want to have to buy a weight right now, so let's go with all 4 of them, or just 2 of them. Yeah, all 4 of them's not going to work out too well. I guess I could probably drive somewhat with it on there, but let's just drop that, go down to 2. Oh, wait a second, hold on. Maybe if I tilt it back more? I don't know, it's seeming kind of promising. Looks like 2 of them will work, and of course all 4 of them will work if I get a heavy enough weight in there. Finally all done taking care of the animals there, and I may need to wake up earlier if this is going to be a problem every single month. And of course, I need to probably stay up pretty late to feed them at nighttime and then in the morning. That way they don't run out of food. Because I do believe the whole reproductive thing went back down to 0%. Well, I guess it didn't go down to 0%. It's at 47%. And I'm talking about the whole health thing, not the reproductive part. The reproduction is showing 50% and 0% here and there. Looking into the mowers, I'm trying to go as cheap as possible. Now, I kind of want to go with this right here. $40,000, it's definitely not cheap, but I think it can do some pretty good stuff for us. Another direction I'm thinking about going is just getting something on the front of the tractor and then just pulling behind a forage wagon with it. That way I can skip out on the whole windrow and tedding and all that stuff as well. And that may be the route I'm going right now, because $13,500 for this front attachment. May spend another $500 to get it a little bit bigger, but that's looking pretty good price wise. Now, of course, we got some cheaper options here, but those are kind of a little offset, and I don't want to deal with that, because then I would have to go over it and then go back over it again later. I'd like to try to get it all done in one. And then we got the Lizard Colossus one, which we could probably do some crazy stuff with. I've never actually used this thing before. Believe it or not. Nope, haven't used it. So unfortunately, I am going to go with this route here. I say unfortunately because I know it's going to take me a long time probably. Hopefully this does attach to the front and works off the front. I do know some of these go in certain directions. I will go with this one. It's a little bit smaller on the working with, but it's also a lot lower of a horsepower requirement. $13,500 is going to be ours. No delivery is going to be attached to that. I'm at the shop right now trying to pick it up. And then we're going to come in here with the cheapest forage wagon option we have, $30,500. I guess we'll add some silage additive to it. Not too bad. We can fill it up right there near the shop. This is only going to hold 16,100 liters, and that's going to cost us $32,500. There's our new equipment. Hopefully it all works. I think I'll drop this front end attachment thing so it's not in my way and I don't have to leave it up like that the whole entire time. Now we will get a cheaper option of silage additive coming out of this versus buying the pallet. I don't understand why there is such a huge difference in price, but that right there only costs us $10 for 10 liters of silage additive. If you buy a pallet, it is ridiculously expensive, and there's always been a huge price difference between any buying station versus the pallet of silage additive. So I just don't know what's wrong or cheaty in that area. It looks like we are off and going, and this is working out great. Now, I did not pay too close of attention to how much horsepower the forage wagon did require, but I don't see us struggling any, so I think we are good. With a little over 200 horsepower in our Massey here, I do know I was going to be a little restricted on how big of a combination I could do, and this may work out pretty good. Now the amount of grass is going up pretty fast there, so we're going to make a lot of trips up to our shed barn thing, and I may even just start dumping some of this off in the cow pasture or barn. Just thinking I could be multitasking and getting other stuff done, so I'm kind of looking into these contracts out here. We got some good harvesting ones. I think I'm just going to hold off on it. Just go away at doing this mowing myself, knock it out. A lot of driving is going to have to be done with the whole unloading part. So yeah, let's just forget about the contracts. We're starting to get to the point where I don't need the contracts for income, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm really excited about leaving those in the past and making our own money. Even though we could make more, that $15,000 on each one of those contracts is looking pretty good. Didn't even make it a headland around. We're full, 16,100 liters of grass in this thing. Yeah, I mean, we were pretty close to a whole headland done, so it's not too bad. Now, I'm going to leave the mower here. Let's run this up to our barn first. I want to see if there's some sort of grass dryer in it. Like I said, I don't think there is anything. I would have probably noticed it in the productions if there was something like that. And if there's not, I'm really hoping that these cows take grass as like 100% effectiveness. Hoping. Don't know if it's going to happen or not. I guess we'll see. Well, this is not looking good. I guess they don't take grass. It does say hay loft on it. I'm guessing maybe it's only hay. Cannot get that to empty out in there, and I think I just realized what I was doing wrong. I was not selected on my trailer. Come on, please work. Nope, still not working. Okay, well, let me drive around a few of these other trigger points. Maybe this ain't gonna work at all. Well, this is not good at all. And we are kind of tight on money, so I'm gonna try out this mod right here. Never used it before. It's a fermenter and dryer. I guess we just put grass in it and it can turn into other items. Now, I do see something else in there. What is that? Probably silage additive. I don't know if it's mineral feed. Not sure. And I'm also not sure how much it holds. Now, there is a storage one where I can just use for storage. I thought about getting that, and we may end up having to get that. But let's just put it in there, see what happens. I put it up there by our new cow barn we got going on, and I just really could not get that to work. Couldn't unload, don't know what's going on. There was an update along the way with this map. Maybe something got broken there with the update. Looking into our new production here, I guess we have options for making hay, and then also options for making silage. and rest of it just seems like a storage of options. Now, capacities, we can hold 400,000 liters of grass. There's also the silage additive route. I'm assuming that goes to making silage, which yes, it does. It says right there. So if we want to make silage in here, we got an option with just grass, perfect 1-for-1 ratio. And then we have an option with grass and silage additive, which uses a little bit less grass. I guess not too bad of an idea, especially if I buy the silage additive out of the bulk buy over at the store. But that's looking like what we're going to have to use for right now. Not too big of a deal. Fine with it. Let's get it going. Got the third trailer dropping off right now, and I was thinking more and more about that field. Usually whenever I get a field, I always plow it up, replant it with whatever I want to plant on it. Normally it's grass because we need grass for animals. And then lime it, fertilize it, all that good stuff. But as I'm going over this field, looking at our money, looking at our time, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think I'm going to be able to do all that stuff. Honestly, I don't even think we're going to finish the mowing this month. I am really worried about that, and we'll see if we get it done next episode. That's all the time I got here. Really do appreciate y'all stopping in and watching. Thank you so much. Hope y'all have a great day or night wherever you're at. And until next time, y'all take care.